In our previous video tutorial, we have seen that we have so far successfully implemented the slider, the menu bar, and we have practically overlaid the menu bar on the slider, and we can see that we have made all those necessary customizations or modifications. Those are needed in this respect. So in this tutorial, we are going to set in for another new one. We will be creating the grid section, the icon part, which is lying below. As we can see here, that this is the grid section which is being used. There are practically 4 grid sections over here, 4 blocks or 4 columns, as you can say. And in each part, you can see that we have adopted some kind of icons over here. And not only that, we have customized them to fit into our project. So this is the part that we are going to concentrate in this particular segment. We are practically about to create all those grid sections, and we are about to implement some kind of material icons into it such that it works well, it goes well with our project. So let's hop in. In the first case, all we can see that this is the text editor that we are currently working on. This is known as Atom, and here we will be creating the grid section, the block section that we are about to create. So first of all, let's implement, let's go. We will be creating a container class. Here, inside this container, as we have told you earlier, that we would like to align our contents horizontally. So we would like to implement this row, and then we'll be creating all the columns. Those are needed. We are practically about to create 4 grids sidewise. This is it. We are about to create 4 grids sidewise. That means we'll be needing 4 columns sidewise. So that is why we have to break this total 12 column grids into 4 parts. That means each will be 3 columns wide. So that is why we will be getting back to our project, and we wish to support them into lower device display width. That means for mobile device displays. So we will be using this call S here. This is the first one. So this is the first one. We have created this call S3 in the similar fashion. We have to copy this one. We need to get back and paste twice more. So we have created all those individual blocks over here. So now if we keep it up to this far and get back to our project, and if we reload, we won't be able to observe anything because we have put nothing here so far. So this is the part next that we are about to do. Now in the first case, all we have to do, first of all, let's check, let's examine whether these block elements, those are properly placed into its position. So in that essence, the first thing that we are going to do, we will be creating another class over here. So we are using another class which is known as block wrapper. This is the second one. Now if we just copy this thing, we have to customize this one. So let's get back to stylesheet.css, and here, as I have told you previously, that always like to keep documentation of everything that you have done, you are doing here. So that is why I will be creating this CSS comment over here, and inside this CSS comment I would like to inside We will be creating this class name here, and we will say that background color for sale will be yellow. In the second case, let's provide a height attribute to understand that those things are right into their position. So we are putting here this 200 pixels of height. First of all, let's check what happened inside. So reload, and you will see that this will be the result. Now we can see that there's practically an anomaly. We can see that this particular yellow background, it is hanging on the top of this particular menu bar. So why such absurd result? This is due to the fact that as soon as we have placed this particular slider holder into an absolute position, in the same moment it is practically out of the bound of its mother wrapper, and the mother wrapper is now practically wrapping the menu bar part only. And that is why the bottom div, which is supposed to stay bottom, this particular mother wrapper, it is now practically overlaying into the mother wrapper instead of laying beneath. And this is the part that we need to check. In order to rectify this problem, all we need to do, we need to set the height of this particular mother wrapper to the same height that had been set previously in case of that individual slider holder. That means we are practically setting the height of both the slider holder and the mother wrapper at 85 VH, and only after that we can resolve the situation, we can practically solve the problem. There it goes, and that is why we can see now that the next div or block element, it is practically lying at the beneath of this individual mother wrapper, which it is practically supposed to be. Let's continue to the next part. Now if we get back to our project, we'll see that this will be the result. We have successfully created another div right beneath the slider holder panel, and this is the container class that we can see. Now in this respect, I'd like to see that two things could be done over here. The first one is we go through the materialize rules and properties. That means we will be using their own defined container class with this particular width, or we can use separate width for this particular separate container class that we have created. Another thing, as I have mentioned previously, that always try to keep your components, here it goes, always try to keep your components in separate container classes. That is why this separate container class has been created over here, and this is the block wrapper class that we have created. So the second thing that we can do over here, we can mention a particular width of 100%. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and now we can see that this will be the result. We have created this container class and it is now having a full width of 100%. Okay, now that we have created this one, and now as we are assured that everything is proper in its places, so in the next case we have created all those 4 columns over here. In the next case, we are now about to use the materialize icons into this particular segment.